Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chak Wadash. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father's true name in the ancient Hebrew. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son, the Savior of the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Peace, grace, and mercy be upon the house of David, Dabayath, Dawadah, which is the elect, the men, women, and children that are predestined to receive salvation and to be the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel. And double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who I learned this truth from. Honor, salutations, and blessings to the men that are preaching the gospel of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in all sincerity, diligence, and truth. And to the men, women, and children that are staying in Holy Spirit and keeping the faith of Yahweh Shai to the best of your ability day in and day out. All right, so I want to get into some prophetic news real quick. Entitled, this is coming from Russia Today, entitled Israel, all right, which those Israelis, which are really the biblical Amalekites from the nation of Esau, okay, but they over there in the land of Israel, portraying themselves to be the sons of Jacob when really they're the sons of Esau. But I'll read it verbatim. It says Israel joins U.S.-led anti-Iran coalition in Strait of Hormuz? ? All right, and over there in that region, man, the Lord is doing a marvelous work. All right, because that tension is building up between America and Iran. All right, which goes into prophecy. All right, when you read the Ezekiel 38th chapter, okay, you also had Putin basically came out and said that if Trump, because America just officially withdraw from the INF treaty, and Putin basically said if America starts making more nuclear weapons, then Russia's going to start making more nuclear weapons. Okay, so all this is leading to that great war, man, the war of Armageddon, and you have a lot of countries now, going into this whole region of the Persian Gulf, which is, the region of the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is the Lord's judgment. Okay, so we're seeing the Lord doing the work, man. All right, the Lord is working. So, we got to continue to keep watching and warning the sheep, because the time is nigh. These are signs of the times, man. All right, wars and rumors of wars. Okay, so it says, Israel has reportedly volunteered intelligence and assistance in other unspecified fields to the U.S.-led coalition against Iran after bonding with the Emirates over a shared opposition of Tehran's influence in the Persian Gulf. Israel and the United Arab Emirates have reached substantial agreements regarding the Iranian threat. It's always the Iranian America always trying to say everybody else is a threat when they're the ones that's sticking their nose in everybody's business. All right, they're the hammer of the earth, as the scriptures talks about. Okay, that covering cast, that destroying mountain. All right, so it says Foreign Ministers Yisrael Katz told a closed session of the Knesset Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee on Tuesday, according to Ynet News. Katz also said he has instructed the ministry to include Israel in the U.S.-led policing mission, adding that participating in the initiative will improve its relationship with the Gulf Arab states. Policing. Yeah. Says the U.S. has had trouble. And listen to this. The U.S. has had trouble drumming up support for its maritime policing initiative in the Persian Gulf, where Iran largely controls one of the world's most important shipping routes. Australia has yet to respond to Washington's invitation to join the anti-Iran club, while Germany has declined to sign off. All right. So these are supposed to be Americans' allies, but they're not supporting America, which is going to go into one of the prophecies, okay? Because what's really happening right now, all right, what the Lord is having happen, okay, the spirit that he's putting on these different nations is basically they're choosing sides, man. All right, these nations are choosing sides for this World War III that's about to pop off. Now, if you're not supporting your ally, then what does that say? All right, you're not supporting your ally, so what does that say? That means you're opposed to their agenda. Okay, which goes once again into, I'll get this real quick, the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse I just go straight to the point. Verse 16, it says, "And the 10 horns, all right, which thou sawest upon the beast." The 10 horns represents the EU nations, okay? The NATO, I should say, the NATO, which is NATO and the EU, majority of the same countries make up the NATO and the EU. Okay, it says so. The beast is the NATO slash EU, and the 10 horns are specific countries within the European continent. All right, so it says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." The whore is America that's riding upon the beast. Okay, actually, let me get something real quick. Harlots. This is Revelation. Actually, it's Revelation 17, verse 5. It says, "And upon her forehead was written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abomination of the earth." Okay, so this is the woman that was arrayed in purple that was riding upon the beast. Okay, which says, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Okay, so this is Mystery Babylon the Great. All right, and it says a golden cup in her hand. The scriptures also tells you that in the book of Jeremiah that Babylon has been a golden cup. Let me get that real quick. Jeremiah the 51st chapter. Jeremiah 51 verse 6, it says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul." Now, right, and this is how you know that this Babylon, okay, that is spoken about in Revelation isn't talking about ancient Babylon, and that Jeremiah was prophesying. Okay, he wasn't speaking about the modern day Babylon. All right, he's speaking about the Babylon to come, the Babylon the Great. Okay. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." Okay? Why? The recompense of what? The recompense of her filthy, of her full of her abominations, her filthiness of her fornication. Okay, which is what her ideologies. Okay, the spread of the wicked dogma and philosophies that America promotes all throughout the world. Okay, so it says he will render her a recompense, and that's exactly what America's going to get. It's sold corruption, it's sold wickedness, it's going to reap destruction. So it says, verse 7, "Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine," that's the philosophies, "therefore the nations are mad." Okay, and that's what's happening, man. So this is how you know that this Babylon the Great is actually talking about a specific country. Namely America. Okay, because right here it says having a golden cup in her hand. Same thing as saying in Jeremiah. All right, the Lord Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right, so this is what all this is leading up to, which is ultimately going to be what Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. That's what that's going to lead up to. So when you go back now. It says, Revelation 17, verse 16, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." Now, these are supposed to be her allies, but going back to this article, it's not supporting, all right? These nations are not supporting America, okay? And they're hating because they're hating America, but because of the quote unquote unilateralism that America basically does, thinking that they can go around policing the whole world as if they control, they have control of every other of these other nations. Okay, and these nations are getting fed up; they're becoming mad, as spoken about in Jeremiah. All right, the 51st verse. So it says, "These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, make her desolate and naked, destroying her." That's why we read in Jeremiah 51st chapter, Babylon is fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. And how's that pain going to come? By way of the thermonuclear destruction, okay? By way of Armageddon, all right? It says, and she'll make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, okay? Burn her with fire. So this is what these nations are going to do. So going back, it says, Australia has yet to respond to Washington's invitation to join the anti-Iran club, while Germany has declined to sign off, seeking to avoid further escalation in the region and warning against trying to find a military solution to the standoff. Among European countries, okay, only the UK has been eager to send its military into the midst of the tensions, deploying 2 warships in the region after seizing Iranian tanker near Gibraltar, and having one of its own tankers seized in the Strait of Hormuz. Katz warned last month that Israel must be ready to strike Iran in any case of in the case of any mistaken calculations, piling on the pressure after the Iranian officials warned that a U.S. attack would mean only a half an hour will remain of Israel's lifespan. Hey, yeah, because guess what, man? Them Amalekites over there, they gonna get blown to smithereens out of the Holy Land, man. Okay, they gonna be completely taken out. All right. So it says in March, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu suggested the Israeli Navy might take action to block Iranian covert oil smuggling routes and call for the international community to combat any attempts by Tehran to invade U.S. sanctions, though no official moves in that direction have been made. Israeli intelligence was reportedly behind the U.S. decision to fill the Persian Gulf with military assets starting back in May. Yeah, see that? Because these Israelis really, they control America too. Okay, all these quote unquote lobbyists that are over here in Washington D.C. They're all rats, man. All these banks are owned by Amalekites, okay, aka the Israelis. All right, the central bankers are Jewish, so-called Jewish Israelis. All right, Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers. All right, the Rothschilds. They're all rats, man. They're all Israelis. Okay, so of course they have the power to quote unquote persuade or make U.S. decisions, man. Okay. So it says a carrier strike group, a bomber, and these are the people that rule this world, man. Going back to Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. The Amalekites are the head tribe of Esau, Edom, just like the Judites, is the head tribe of Israel. Okay, and that's who's ruling this world right now. And America is their muscle. All right, but what they don't understand that the pride of their heart has deceived them. And this place is going to be utterly destroyed, man. America is going to be utterly destroyed. Esau's kingdom is going to be taken out. Okay. And this is what all this is leading up to. All right. The Lord has set a snare and a trap for them. Okay. It says a carrier strike group, a bomber task force, several missile batteries, and thousands of soldiers have been deployed to the region, looking for all the world like the buildup to war. Okay, and that's exactly what it is. Despite the Trump's administration insists that these are merely defense moves meant to counter Iranian aggression. No, it's not, man. Okay, this is exactly what it looks like, a build up to war. All right, and as the scripture tells you that this war will be with blood and fuel of fire, man. Okay, it says Israel also took credit for convincing Trump to because Trump works for these Israelis, man. All right, all these presidents, all right, everything in America works for Israel. All right, and when I say Israel, I mean those Israelis over there, not the real Israelites. Okay, not the sons of Jacob, but really the sons of Esau. All right, the grandson of Esau, the Amalekites, I should say. It says Israel also took credit for convincing Trump to withdraw from the Iranian nuclear deal, and Netanyahu has been claiming for over a decade that Tehran is just months away from building a nuclear bomb. Okay, so let's see what these prophecies. Once again, the Lord is stirring up all this happening in these countries going to this region, man, pursuing a prophecy. Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. And that's what's happening. Okay? Because America going over there, all right, these other different countries that's siding with America, and then the other countries that's not siding with America, all this is for the controversy of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or the children of Jacob, the Israelites, okay? Okay? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So the Lord is rising up to the prey, and we're waiting upon him. We're watching, and we're waiting, man, okay? And being faithful. It says, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations. Okay? This is why you got these countries going over there in that Persian Gulf region. He's gathering the nations to do what? That I may assemble the kingdoms, these different kingdoms, all right, to pour upon them mine indignation. Indignation is his righteous anger, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So this is what's going to happen, man. Okay? And this is why we're going to have to be beamed up out of this place, because, hey, a lot of places on the earth is going to be burning, man, during this war. All right, it's especially America. America's going to be scorched. All right, scorched. Micah chapter 4 verse 10. It says, "Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon, Babylon the Great, what we just read in Jeremiah 51, Revelation 17. There shalt thou be delivered." Okay, so this is prophecy also. We're going to be delivered from Babylon the Great, man, because in ancient Babylon we didn't get delivered. The Babylon basically got taken over by the Persian and the Medes. Okay, so we wasn't delivered from Babylon. So it says, there shall thou be delivered. There the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. So this is why we say that America is Babylon, because it's prophecy, man. It's clear to see. All right. And this is why we know that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to deliver us from America. And this is how we know that we're in these last days, and how we know that America is Babylon. Okay. And this is the place that we're going to be redeemed from, man. So it says, now also many nations shall be gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of Yahweh, neither understand his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. And that's exactly what's happening, man. The Lord is gathering all these nations to do what? To burn them up, to burn their militaries up, man, and armies up. And ultimately, when Yahweh Shai come back, he's going to just take control of the world, of the whole world, man. Okay, his army is the only army that's going to be left standing, right? So it's Joel chapter 3 verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Okay, and that's what's happening, because we are still in this day in the land of our captivity, man. But we're waking up. We're remembering ourselves and remembering our power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and we're calling upon him. All right, and this is why all these things are happening. This is why this great third world's war is about to pop off, because this is how the Lord is going to deliver us from the hand of our enemies. All right, this is how he's going to bring again our captivity, which means to take us out of captivity. Because yes, we are still in captivity. All right, we're still in the land of our enemies. All right, verse 2. And I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. What you got happening here? All these different nations. All right, Israel now involved. All right, the land, these Israelis, I should say, now involved. The UK is over there. Okay, not to mention you already got Russia over there. Okay, because Russia is siding with Iran. Hey, China got a military base around that region. All right, so all these nations are being gathered up, man, and it's not to play spades. All right, it says, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. This links directly up with Zephaniah 3 and 8. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. All right. So this is what all this is happening for. I'm gonna jump to verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. You see, all these nations that's going around there, all heathen. All right, which heathen means a non-Israelite people. Okay, because we don't have a military. Our military is in heaven, man. Okay, our army is in heaven, which is going to follow our Lord Yahweh Shai, as pursuant in Revelation 19 chapter, where it says that the armies of heaven followed him. So the armies that are being gathered in the earth right now are all heathen armies, man. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. All right. This is the time where harvest is ripe, meaning that it is high time right now. Okay, this is why all these things happen. This is why you got all these end time prophecies all coming together right now, because the harvest is ripe. When the harvest is ripe, that means what? The fruit is at its prime point for picking, man. Okay, meaning that times right now is at the prime point for the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's vengeance upon this earth, man. The return of Yahweh Shai. This is a prime time right now. Okay, it says, come, get down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decisions, for the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is near in the valley of decision. Okay, and what is the decision? The decision is to destroy Esau's kingdom, to destroy all these heathen armies, and to set up the kingdom of Yashavala. Okay, Yahweh Shai setting up the kingdom of heaven, giving us the victory. All right, and putting our enemies underneath our foot, man. First and foremost, underneath the foot of Yahweh Shai. All right, and us, Lord willing, with him as joint heirs. That's the decision. That's what it's going to be, man. So, hey, man, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. Hey, we're in beautiful times. See what's going on, man. So keep watching, keep praying, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Shalom.